Hello my dear friends, I'm Ksenia. Welcome to my channel St. Petersburg Me. In this video I would like to speak about a topic that is very important for me right now, and this is real estate market and mortgage in Russia after February 2022. And why is it important for me? No, I'm not going to sell my apartment, which I bought in August 2021 with mortgage. No, I'm not gonna sell it. In that video in which I was telling you about mortgage in Russia, and in my case, I told you that I had something to sell to be able to pay a bigger part of my mortgage. So now I'm selling it. It's my kommunalka room. So basically, if you don't know what is kommunalka, it's a Soviet type of housing that was not popular but very important in the times of the USSR, and it's a shared apartment, and some families got a separate room in such apartments. So one family got from the government of the USSR one room or in an apartment. The other family, which is not connected to the previous family in any family relations, got another room, and there were apartments like this, shared apartments with 20 rooms in one apartment. So that is the type of housing, and which exists now in Russia too. And I have a room in kommunalka myself, so I bought it back in 2013. So and I will tell you about it in the next video. So now I'm going to speak about the situation in real estate market and mortgage in Russia right now. And I'm selling my room, so this is a very important topic for me right now. So let's go. I know that there are some people in the West who think that Russians get their apartments for free from the government. Unfortunately, it's not true, or luckily. For me, it's luckily. I don't want to get anything for free from the government. Really, I'm ready to pay myself. So that's not true. Basically, people in Russia now are getting their apartments or houses by buying them with cash or mortgage. And since in Russia there are not so many people who can buy apartments with cash, many people buy apartments and houses with mortgage. So before the February 2022, the mortgage rates were something like 6% to 11%, and the lowest rates were for the families who had kids. So they got the lowest percent rate for their mortgage, and people like me got middle or the highest. So my mortgage rate was back in August 2021 was 8.6%. And of course, if you pay a higher down payment, they also gave you the lower percent rate. So I got my 8.6 because my down payment was not very big. It was only like, I don't know, like maybe not 10 but maybe 15%, or a little bit lower than 15%. So that is my mortgage rate. And that was quite okay, because back in 2013 the mortgage rates were about between 13 to 15%. So paying even 10% was quite okay. But again, there is always a but in Russia. If you watch my channel, you know that I have already told you about this. So but before the pandemic, the prices for buying apartments went up to 30 percent, because the government implemented a program, subsidized program for people with children, and for other categories of people too. So they load the percent rate for mortgages, but the prices of the housing went up almost immediately, like maybe half a year after this program was implemented, because people decided, more and more people decided to buy apartments, because the percent rates for mortgage were like the lowest in the Russian history. We never had such low percent rate, like 5% mortgage. So people started buying it, and prices went immediately up. After I bought my apartment in 2021, the percent rates for mortgages began increasing slightly, up to 9.5 till 10%. I suppose it was the lowest rates. And that's how Russian market and mortgages basically used to work. So people who wanted to buy apartments bought them. People who wanted to sell apartments, they sold their apartments and got money for their needs. And people got the apartments and paid mortgages. What happened after the 24th of February? So basically on the 28th of February, the Bank of Russia, the Central Bank of Russia, increased the base rate, or I don't know what do you call it, maybe the key interest rate will be more applicable to you more. Maybe you know this name. So the Central Bank of Russia increased this key interest rate from 9.5% to 20%. Just think about it, from 9.5% to 20%. So what that mean? That means that the Central Bank of Russia started giving money for other banks in Russia with the lowest percent rate of 20%. And that means that the other banks of Russia, like all Russian banks, had to increase their mortgage and loan rates higher than that. So that put the real estate market on hold in Russia, because, as I said before, in Russia there are not so many people who can afford buying apartments and rooms in kommunalkas with cash, and there are a few people who can afford paying their mortgage of like 19 or 22% annually, and there are few idiots in Russia who are willing to take such mortgages. So that is basically it. My real estate agent said that after the central bank increased the base rate in the country, in their agency there were only 2 people who took mortgage. So basically there are very few closings now in the market, very few deals with the property right now, and it's because, of course, because of the increased rates, and people just don't know what to expect next in general in the country. So he anticipates that eventually the prices will go down because few people will be able to take mortgage, and this will increase the number of offers of property in the market, but few people will be able to buy it. The government said that they will help people with taking mortgages. In what way? I don't know, they didn't mention. And let me give you my example with my kommunalka room, which I'm selling now. So my real estate agent listed my kommunalka room on the 4th of February 2022 on several platforms. There were very few calls to arrange the lookup at my room. So in the middle of March, I got a family who wanted to buy my kommunalka room. And now let me explain to you how this approval of rates looks like in Russia for shared apartments. So people who want to buy a room in a shared apartment, they have only one option with the bank, because only one bank in Russia approves such closings, such deals with property. So it's Sberbank of Russia. Other banks, they just don't have any deals with such properties as rooms in shared apartments. So my buyers applied to this Sberbank. They got their rate approved. It was before the central bank increased the base rate, so they got a very much lower rate for our deal. And we started, and after their approval is okay, they have 3 months to choose the room in kommunalka apartment. So they chose my room, and we began preparing documents quickly, because Sberbank promised to keep those lower rates up to the 1st of April. So they were ready to close the deals before this date. But we were not but the preparation of documents took a little bit longer, and my seller called his bank manager to ask if we were okay to schedule our deal, our closing, for the 1st of April. And their manager told that it's totally okay, that we don't panic, everything will be okay. So and you know what they did on the 30th of May? So they annulled the closing. And do you know the reason for that? It's because it was no longer profitable for the bank to give mortgages for such low rates. I don't know the rate, which my buyer got, but still, Sberbank was not profitable anymore. So, and I think that this was a piece of support from the state-owned bank and the government for people who wanted to buy a property with lower rates that were approved. By the way, they were approved like 3 months before. So that is the support. So our closing never happened. My buyer got upset because they couldn't take mortgage, and they don't know when they will be able to take mortgage with such rates. So my kommunalka room is still listed. I'm still waiting, but I don't know what to expect. So this is basically it. And by the way, oh my god. Oh. All right. So on the 8th of April, the central bank dropped the base rate from 20% to 17%, and on the 29th of April it dropped the base rate from 17% to 14%. And if we look up on the internet on this Sberbank website, we will see that the lowest mortgage rate right now is 13.9%. One is for military people, and this one is for people who live, who want to move or to buy an apartment in the far east of Russia. So I don't know what is this program about, but 1.4%. I don't know if it even exists, or is it a marketing thing to attract people. And here is the program for families with children who were born after 2018, or for families who have a disabled child. So such families can get a percent rate starting from 5.7. Here is another program which says that the percent rate starts from 5.7, like the mortgage with only two documents, if you cannot confirm your income. And there is a program like the mortgage for IT specialists with mortgage rate starting from 5%. So my dear friends, this is basically the situation with mortgages in Russia right now, and the real estate market is on hold right now. So I'm selling my kommunalka room, and I don't know what to expect. I need to sell it because I need to because in this way I will be able to pay a bigger part of my, not bigger, maybe half of my mortgage. I hope I will be able to sell it, not for a much lower price, but still. And in my last video I was telling you about my Russian culture course that I'm planning to launch and to make for you to know Russia better. So I made a Google form, and if you are interested in such a course, please fill it in. This information will be for me to understand what are you exactly interested in about Russian culture. Of course, I have my ideas of what to tell you about Russia and our culture, but of course I want to tell you about what you are interested in. So please, if you want to buy such a course, please fill in the form, and I will just have a survey, and we'll know what to tell you about. So my dear friends, thank you for watching, thank you for being with me, thank you for your attention, and for all your comments in the previous video. Those comments were very supportive. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video. And the next video will be about my shared kommunalka apartment and my room in this kommunalka. So my dear friends, bye.